going to divide our recipe to make this dal into two parts. Part one is to cook the split peas. That takes about an hour of simmering. That's something you can easily do the night before. And that's the reason why we're dividing this into two parts. You can make the split peas one night, then when you come home from work the next day, it is really, really fast to make your dal. So the first step, we take our yellow split peas. I've washed them. There's 2 cups here, and I just put them in my pot. No problem. I have 4 cups of water. Just dump the water in here. And I have my Indian spices and some salt. I'm just going to take about a teaspoon of salt, maybe a little bit less. Dump that in there. Take a good scoop of turmeric. Dump that in there. Put the lid on and let that cook. We're going to let that cook for about 45 minutes. Keep your eye on it, stir it every once in a while. If it seems to be drying out, add some more water. You want to keep cooking it until those split peas are tender and soft. The split peas have been cooking for about an hour now. They should be nice and tender. And they are nice and smooth. We can use a potato masher, give them a couple of presses down there, and that is ready to go. You can now immediately go on to the next step in making the dal, or you can put that away in the fridge and make the dal tomorrow when you come home from work and be super fast. Okay, we're ready to finish off our dal. What I've got here, a hot pan with some oil in it, maybe about 1.5 tablespoons of oil. I've got my Indian spices. I've got about 1 medium chopped onion, chopped very small, about a tablespoon of garlic, and about a teaspoon of chopped ginger. If you don't have the ginger on hand, that's fine. I sometimes use ginger with this, sometimes I don't. So into the hot oil, what we're first going to do here is we're going to add about a teaspoon of mustard seeds. That's going to sort of toast and start to pop. We're also going to get cumin seeds, and we're going to put those in there as well. And that's just going to toast those seeds just a little bit. So about a good teaspoon of that. While that is toasting, what we can do is get the rest of our seeds ready here. Now, I've got my spice grinder here. What I'm going to do into the spice grinder, I'm going to put some whole coriander seeds. To be honest, today I don't nearly have enough coriander. I realize that I'm actually short. I only have maybe about a teaspoon here. I would usually put a full tablespoon of coriander in, but, well, I don't really have that today. I'm going to put some cloves in there. I've got about 6 cloves. About that. Good. In addition, I'm going to put a cinnamon stick in. Put the cinnamon stick into my spice grinder. I usually just put this into my mortar and pestle. Just break it down a little bit so it doesn't jam up my grinder. Pop that in my spice grinder. Perfect. Then I'm just going to put the lid on and grind that up a little bit. Turn that upside down. Yep, a good consistency, nice and powdered there. Okay, our mustard seeds have started to pop. Into that, I'm going to add a handful of curry leaves. These are frozen curry leaves that I've got in the freezer. Those are going to fry up a little bit, just briefly. And to that, I'm going to quickly add my chopped onion. Oh, the smell of that's amazing. And stir that about a bit. I'm going to add my garlic as well. I'm not going to add my ginger quite yet. I'll hold that off for a little bit. Nice. Now while that's cooking, remember that the proportions of spices that you add here are not really that important. Today I'm going to have a little bit less coriander. You might want to add a little bit more cloves, a little bit more cinnamon, play around with the proportions a little bit, just fine. Okay, let's take a look at our onions cooking here. Yep, they're starting to turn a little bit brown. Very nice. We're ready to add the rest of our spices. So I'm going to add those ground spices. There's cinnamon, cloves, and coriander in here. Stir that around a little bit. Those will also toast a little bit, but they will also burn because they're powdered. So we don't want to cook them too much, but you will see immediately some oils coming out of there. The bottom of the pan is starting to glisten a little bit. We'll also add our ginger. Now at this point, this is a really important point to notice. Right now, we could take a number of different branches for this. We could add a bunch of pureed tomatoes, throw in some cauliflower or some potatoes, some other vegetable, and we'd have an amazing curried vegetable dish. What we're going to do instead is we're going to add 2 cups of coconut milk to that. Now we're just going to take the pureed split peas and put them in there. They've turned a bit solid because they've cooled. Again, if you decide to do this all in one step, that's fine. Just take them out of the pan when they're finished cooking and pour this fried coconut milk mixture right in with the split peas. Okay, I've been simmering this split pea dal for about 15 minutes. What we can do now is just put it on top of some rice. You can serve it with some steamed vegetables, or I will also give you a vegetable dish that you can pair with this in another episode.